What made you switch from Trump to Nikki Haley?
The man is a lunatic.
The stronger voice, which might be a little quieter, is Nikki Haley. It's the voice of reason, not the voice of treason.
Would you vote for Donald Trump in November?
I'm not sure. I don't know what to do. I'm hoping that somehow it works out that Nikki gets a nomination.
Because I think she's the best chance we have right now, and I wanted to make sure that I will put out a vote against Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is a lunatic. Nikki Haley is the voice of reason, not of treason like Trump is. That's from the mouth of Republicans who were supporting Haley because they believe Trump is unhinged, unqualified for office. They might have voted for Trump in the past, but could never do so again, and that's why they were supporting Haley's campaign. But crushing the never-Trumper voters all around the country's hopes, Haley has dropped out. She has suspended her campaign. You have to assume she suspended it and didn't outright end it because she holds out some hope, as do I, as do many Americans with a brain, that maybe Trump will be found guilty, convicted in one of the many criminal cases he is facing, the criminal indictments, and will not be able to then win an election, although whoever knows these days in America, things are very much up in the air. It's also customary to suspend in case things happen out of the ordinary, so people suspend their campaign typically instead of outright declaring it ending and removing their registration. But what are these never-Trumpers now going to do? What are these Republicans without a candidate going to do now? Are they going to sit the election out? Are they going to vote for Biden? Do they dislike Trump that much? Are they just going to stay home and protest? Or are they going to give in and vote for Donald Trump? That seems the most likely scenario, even though Trump doesn't really seem to want their vote.
How do you bring these Nikki Haley voters, some of whom voted for you in 2020 but say they don't want to now? How do you bring them back into the tent?
They're going to all vote for me again. They're going to all vote for me again, everybody. And I'm not sure we need too many.
There you have it, directly from the orange horse's mouth. He doesn't need your vote. He assumes he's going to get it, which is something that no candidate should ever do, is assume they've earned the support for President of the United States from anybody. But he just takes your vote for granted, but doesn't need your support. If he doesn't need it, what do you think the man thinks of you? Obviously, he doesn't think very highly of you, isn't going to fight for you. Perhaps you should vote for a candidate who actually might fight a better chance to fight for some things that may improve your life instead of voting for a man so divisive and so treasonous that all he cares about is his own reputation, his own legacy, even if it tears down the democracy. But you do you, boo. At the end of the day, you do whatever you feel is right. Is Nikki Haley going to end up endorsing him? A man who she served for in his administration, but then started to sharpen her attacks very drastically as her campaign went on. In the last weeks of her campaign, questioning his mental fitness, saying she's not sure he would even follow the Constitution, saying he's a confused, perhaps mentally unfit for office man who is a grumpy old man, just like she said Biden was, but one again who might not follow the actual laws of the nation, which seems a far cry worse than what Biden has. If both candidates are a bit not the sharpest mentally, to put it politely, but then one also might not follow the nation's constitution. You'd think that would be somebody you wouldn't want to follow. But of course, as people become more magnanimous when they end their campaigns and don't have a vested interest in destroying the other person politically, she instead, while stopping short of endorsing Trump, thankfully, did say this, and that she hopes that her voters are earned by Donald Trump, but that is no guarantee.
In all likelihood, Donald Trump will be the Republican nominee when our party convention meets in July. I congratulate him and wish him well. It is now up to Donald Trump to earn the votes of those in our party and beyond it who did not support him. And I hope he does that.
So maybe Trump can earn their votes, even though he doesn't seem to want them.
I'm not sure we need too many.
But again, reminder, in Nikki Haley's campaign before dropping out, she also said that she does not believe Trump should have presidential immunity from all of the things he's currently facing criminal charges for, something that breaks very much with what Trump believes, obviously hoping that he is found guilty in these cases. She also said that Trump's legal challenges she believes should be dealt with before the election. Yeah, you think maybe a president should be somebody who might not be arrested even while in office, so perhaps he should have these cases adjudicated before, being chosen as the one to lead us. Hard to lead a nation from behind bars, but, again, freely vote for whoever you like. Are you seriously? I mean, please, but okay, do what you will, but also let's wake up, and there's other people out there, So why didn't Haley really win in the end? Because Trump said that he believes that 96%, maybe even 100% of the GOP today is MAGA, and that he's pushing out the Romneys of the world. If that is true, he's then also pushing out the Nikki Haleys of the world, much more in the vein of a Romney than a Trump. But he doesn't want you. So is it really about politics even at all at the end of the day, or is it about just old, held, stereotypical beliefs about the fact that a lot of MAGA do not believe, a lot of Republicans do not believe that women can lead, that a woman can be president? These are not my words. Hear it directly from the mouths of Trump voters.
What do you think of Nikki Haley? Did you ever consider her?
You know, what I got to say, you don't really want to put it on.
Let me hear it.
Well, a woman's not going to be a good president. She don't have no balls to scratch. She's just going to scratch her head. All a woman's good for in my book is having babies and taking care of the house, but that's the old thing, you know. But I'm old school.
So you never even considered her?
No.
Mainly because she's a woman.
Because she's female.
He won't vote for her because she has no balls to scratch. This man thinks the key element for a leader is to be able to scratch your balls.
But I'm old school.
He said she'd have to just scratch her head instead. I've heard a lot of weird metrics for president of the United States. A lot of weird reasons people want to vote or not vote for somebody. They want somebody they can have a beer with. Somebody who scratches his balls? I've never seen that as a positive or knew anybody thought that was my God. But maybe it's just the men that think that, right? Maybe Republican women are more reasonable.
I would love the reaction from a woman in the crowd, and
I wouldn't vote for a woman, and especially, you know, Nikki Haley. I'm just going to say this. She's probably menopausal. We don't need that.
From her mouth directly, a female Trump voter, Nikki Haley might be menopausal, and we don't need that in office. I don't see the correlation with no longer having your period and being able to have children anymore in older age with being able to run a nation. But maybe she knows something that I don't know.
hey, she said, how about we vote for people regardless of their gender, just the right person for the job for America?
Yeah, and that's kind of, thanks so much, Will.
Spoiler alert, she does not. So good luck to all the Republicans out there figuring out who you're going to support now that the only reasonable, rational person left in the race is gone, and there is a complete lunatic as your only remaining option. You can jump to the other side, or just stay home. Staying home is good too. But again, the choice is yours. I'm Ben Gleib for Rebel HQ. You can follow me on Instagram at Ben Gleib or on X at Ben Gleib for lots more. Thanks.